All right. Let's go live. Let's do that. Let's kick it off super informally. Yeah.
Am I on camera there?
Yes, right here in front.
Is it a big wide shot or something?
Mm-hmm. It's me and you.
Tell me your name.
I'm Jay.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
I'm Peter.
A pleasure, doctor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for calling me doctor.
Yeah, no problem at all. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Stash back at it again, live from Fan Expo Cleveland. I am sitting here with Dr. Peter Weller, of course known by many across the cinematic universe as he's been in several films throughout his career. Doctor, thank you for joining us today.
Including, yeah, it's a pleasure, Jay.
Yes, yes.
Are you from Cleveland?
I'm not. I'm from the Bronx.
But do you live in Cleveland now?
I don't know. I'm here for the show.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got a lot of great culture.
As I'm learning,
Yeah.
the home of rock and roll.
Well, it's the home of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Hall
but
of
it's
Fame.
also like we've got one of the greatest art museums in the world. They have one of the greatest symphony orchestras in the world, and there's a lot of great culture here other than rock and roll.
Now, what's going to be happening today is we're going to be signing these items here. As you can tell,
Right.
we'll be getting these items signed here. You'll see it live from Fan Expo Cleveland. There's going to be items in the Buy It Now and in the auction. We've got a couple of variations. This Handmade by Robots is one of the original ones. We've also got a Battle Damage ECCC exclusive one that we're going to be getting signed, as well as some NECA figures.
What's that?
What? Handmade by Robots?
No,
It's another convention, ECCC. So sometimes what they'll do is they'll take a figure and they'll make it an exclusive to the convention, only available there. So as you can see, this one's more of a Battle Damage. It's got like a, I guess like a bloodiness after this blasting the bad guys
See,
the
I
way
thought-
you're known for.
Pardon me. I thought the doll itself you meant was damaged, but no.
No. It's Battle Damage. It's
Okay.
damaged in a good way.
Bella.
So yes, we sign these here.
One,
While they're getting that
Yolanda.
figured out, we're going to be auctioning items all day long. You can check the Buy It Now. You can get the auction going. We're going to have all of these signed. You have your opportunity of getting your hands on these today as I sit with Dr. Weller. Dr. Weller, you ready to sign?
Oui, si.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes, in all languages.
Yes, si. Si. Yo debo hablar español,
Yes.
parle italiano.
I've learned a lot from you in the 10 minutes we've been
Il
interacting.
faut qu'on parle français ensemble, comme tu veux.
I also can speak. I know Reveteli means conditioner.
Yeah,
Shampooing.
yeah.
You know?
Fantastic.
That's all I
Du
got for
sprichst
you.
ein bisschen Deutsch? Dann?
Oh, no, but
No?
you can teach me.
Okay.
But I understood that somehow. I don't know how.
Ah, you did.
But I did.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to get these items signed. They're going to be running through the Buy It Now and the auction. Dr. Weller and I are going to chat a bit.
We're going to chat.
Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Now,
Okay.
you've been on film since the late 80s, early 90s, and you've had a wonderful career. What's some of the talented people that you worked alongside?
Okay, can I start signing?
Yes, of course.
Okay. One of the most talented people and one of the funniest people and one of the most gifted people is a guy right here at this expo, Christopher Lloyd. I could talk
Wow.
forever about Christopher Lloyd.
Doc Brown himself.
Well, we did a couple plays together, a
Yeah.
couple movies together. We did Buckaroo together. But also, the great thing about Christopher Lloyd
Yeah.
is, to me anyway, not only is he an endearing friend and a loyal friend, but he is one of the most intelligent and funniest people I know. His wit is a razor, and it's that fast.
Sharp.
Yeah, she's sharp. And I always see him. My 11-year-old son Teddy adores him.
Yeah.
And so Teddy just sent him a video yesterday. Hi, Mr. Chris. But now the sad news is Teddy used to send these long interviews to Chris, and Chris would send these long interviews back to Teddy. Jeff Goldblum would do the same thing. Now Teddy's in that age where he's 11.
Yeah.
Right? So everything's got to be cool. You can't overstate it.
Yeah, I know.
So I said, I'm going to send something to Mr. Chris. Yeah, great. Hey, Mr. Chris, how are you? I love you. I miss you. Okay, bye. Like, what is that? It's not.
Right, where's
the
it?
punch? But no, now he's more worried about his abs than he's anything else. So.
And I wanted to point out very quickly again, the Handmade by Robots are being signed. Those are available in the Buy It Now. Remember, there are two different versions. There is the common Handmade by Robot, and then there's the ECCC exclusive Battle Damage, which is limited and only available at that convention.
And I am signing them right in front of you, Jerry.
Yes, you
Okay.
are. I appreciate that. That's a big one. How does it? Now you were talking about Christopher Lloyd, and you guys
Right.
have the opportunity to be at the conventions together.
Right.
Yeah. What's it like touring the convention and getting to meet your fans? Do you feel that live streaming has exposed you to a new age range of fans?
Live streaming is great. A new age range is cool because it's not just the teens and you know, the millennials.
Yeah.
But you know, my kid's 11, man, and he's got a lot of hip friends, and you sort of want to think like, okay, this guy is just more than this old guy who's a dad. You know?
Yeah. There's more. There's more to.
So I have to tell you honestly, they school me. They school me about.
Oh, I get it.
About stuff I should know about.
Yeah.
Like who invented Batman?
Yeah.
Okay, Bob Kane and Finger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then I taught them something because Teddy's godfather, that one of the greatest guys I've ever known, Mark Heim.
Yeah.
And Mark Heim is one of the top 3 antiquarian book dealers in the world. Like he sells to the British Museum and the Louvre and Gates and whatever. But Mark was schooling Teddy about a guy and his friends about a guy named Gardner Fox. I bet you never heard of him.
I have not.
All right. Okay, those fold, and then they're gonna.
Yeah, she's gonna keep them dry
so
there.
Let's talk about Gardner Fox.
Tell me about it as we get this Funko Pop auction that is signed.
Funko Pop auction, but listen, people love Batman, people love Superman. What is it? The most expensive book in the world is a comic book now.
Yes.
It's more expensive than the fourth folio of William Shakespeare. That comic book, the first edition of DC Superman. What? Somebody just bought it for $3.9 million.
Yeah, I believe it's the Action Comics when you reference it. Yeah.
So anyway, the guy Van Sullivan, I guess, is the guy who runs DC. He wants to. It's about cops. It's about I got this guy Batman. It's in 1939. I guess it's 39. But we need something more than just like the cops and robbers thing.
Right.
So he's got this buddy named Gardner Fox. This is what I find out from Mr. Mark, my kid's godfather, who is now teaching these hip kids who are all into this media, streaming, dolls, Funkos, I don't know the stuff.
Action figures.
Action figures, they're all into this. But now a 78-year-old book dealer is saying, hey guys, do you ever heard of Gardner Fox? No. Okay, well guess what? DC Comics needed more than just a Superman and a Batman. What they needed was a guy to come in and like pump up the volume. So Van Sullivan knew this guy, Gardner Fox, who was not only a judge, but he studied numismatics, coins, he studied astronomy, he studied geology. He was like a
well-rounded
polymath, right?
Yeah.
And he also drew. So he's an artist. So he says, hey, man, you want to come in? He says, sure. I'll tell you what you need, Mr. Kane, Mr. Finger. You need, ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
A superhero.
Yes. I was waiting for it.
Okay, Gardner Fox invented
the superhero.
He comes up with Batman for, anybody know the name of the first superhero? Supervillain.
The first supervillain.
Supervillain. Not the superheroes are already there, but to make them superheroes, you need a supervillain. This is what Gardner Fox gives to DC Comics.
This is the sauce. This is what makes it work.
I just learned this, by the way, but thank goodness my kid is into all of this, but him and his friends don't know this. It takes a 70-year-old antiquarian book dealer
you can learn
to
every
teach
day.
these 11-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, hey, guess what? The first supervillain was invented by a guy named Gardner Fox. Everybody goes, who's that?
Gardner Fox.
That's not Jack Kirby.
Where are you?
That's not Jack Kirby. That's not Bob Kane.
We got Jack here, but no Gardner Fox.
That's not Stan Lee. Who's Gardner Fox? Okay, Gardner Fox tweaked something like 6,000 comics.
Tell him. So you hear this?
Hear this? 6,000 comics. He comes up with
Shout out to Gardner Fox.
Shout out to Gardner Fox. He comes up with the first supervillain. What's the first supervillain's name against Batman? Not the Joker. Do you know?
I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. Drum roll, please.
Dr. Death. Ta-da.
Jack knew that one for sure.
Did you know that?
I didn't even hear.
Yeah, he said Dr. Death, the first villain.
Supervillain.
The first supervillain.
Supervillain. And guess what? A guy named Gardner Fox, the polymath behind the scenes at DC, invented him for Bob Kane.
Check out the Buy It Now. Wow. It's full of items.
Gardner Fox. Google it.
And we've got auction
He only
items.
invented one
Buy it now. Chat.
comic
Get
book
in
on his own.
the action. We're rolling.
Called The Flash.
Dr. Peter Weller himself. He's here with me.
So dig Gardner Fox, all you out there in comic book land.
I'm going to do my research.
See that? We're learning a lot of history here,
Yes.
especially about the comic book community on the Whatnot app, where comic books are a cornerstone of our community
That's
here.
exactly right. From a 75-year-old hipster, man.
Listen, look at you, hipster. I like that word. We've got items in the Buy It Now and in auction mode. Check these items out. We've got exclusive. This is a NECA Omni Consumer. I mean, look at this. You can have it signed by Peter Weller. Where else are you going to have the opportunity to get this item signed and into your collection?
Yes.
All
Get
right.
it now.
Get it now.
Get it while it's hot. I don't do this often.
I bet you. Now, you've talked about a lot of your knowledge. Dr. Peter Weller, tell me about your doctorate and your time as a professor at Syracuse. What's that like? How did you become an actor instead of a teacher? Or you obviously did both.
I come to art as a Johnny-come-lately. I come to art.
Oh, okay.
I come to art through movies. I'll tell you this really quickly.
Yeah, tell me.
I wanted to be Miles Davis all my life, and I went to North Texas State, now called the University of North Texas. I think it's still in the NIT basketball tournament now.
Okay.
And so I went there to be Miles Davis. I was on a bandstand, had my whiplash moment, and I wasn't going to be Miles Davis. And so the only thing to keep me out of Vietnam, where I did not want to go because my dad and my brother had gone, was to turn to English and to theater, which I knew how to do because I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Right.
Okay. A guy named Robert Yanni, who was the genius behind Disney World in Orlando and all such other things for Disney.
Yeah, definitely a genius.
Put me on a stage. Robert Yanni was a sort of the P.T. Barnum of Disney. Mm-hmm. He put me on the stage, so I said, okay, I'll become an actor. I went to New York on a scholarship, and then the rest is history. I do theater. I'm a method guy. I'm an actor studio guy. So I do the Hagen. That's my story, but
I love that.
Then what happens is I start doing movies, and I meet the beautiful, gorgeous, smart, intelligent, stunning Ally McGraw. And Ally McGraw, mostly think of Ally McGraw as like the Getaway, Steve McQueen, love story, but Ally McGraw was a design major at Wellesley. She was chosen by Vogue magazine to be a stylist.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so when I start hanging out with Ally, I'm not hanging out with movie people. I'm hanging out with art people. I'm hanging out with the curators at MoMA, at the Metropolitan Museum. I'm hanging out with, listen, I got a name drop because I feel like
you are name dropping very hard right now.
Look, I mean, Ally's, every night we're going to a party with, we meet Rauschenberg, Andy Warhol, Truman Capote. I mean,
wow.
I feel
big
like
names in the art world, yeah.
Well, I feel like the caboose at the end of the train. My mother picks up a page 3 in the New York Post. She says, hey, I see you running with Ally McGraw. What's that like? I said, I feel like a dummy. She says, you feel like a dummy? Why? I said, because we're hanging out with all these smarty pants, people like Gore Vidal and Norman Mailer and Erica Zhang and Betty Friedan, head of the National Organization of Women. And she says, so what's wrong with that? I said, well, I got nothing to say. My mother, part New Yorker, she says this, right? You don't have anything to say? Well, don't say anything. Just shut up and listen. And great advice from a mom.
And I feel like I've taken that advice this entire interview. You know what I mean? It's like, put a quarter in the jukebox. You got to hear the song play out.
Well, so Ally takes me to see Picasso's Guernica, which is leaving the Museum of Modern Art because Pablo Picasso wanted to go to Spain. If Franco had passed away and it turned into this is like.
That's okay.
So I go see the Guernica. I said, I don't want to go see some curlicue painting about horses dying on a mountain, man. She says, yeah, you will. And we go to the greatest exhibition of Picasso. Are you listening?
Yes, I am. I am listening, sir.
Ever. 5 floors of Picasso.
5 floors of Picasso?
From his early...
Talk about a net worth there.
Well, I mean, you'd think that Picasso just does curlicues. No, Picasso's a realist in figurative realism. He goes into blue period. He goes into cubism. He goes into red period, bronze period. He's nuts. So after that, I start studying myself into art.
Okay.
The problem is, Jay...
Tell me.
When you get back to the Renaissance, it's not just art. It's not just Michelangelo and Ninja Turtles anymore.
It's not. It's Kevin Eastman. It's Steve Schuett. It's JPG McFly. It's Todd McFarlane. Those are the Picassos of our time now.
I don't know. They are. But you go back to the Renaissance, you got war, you got politics, you got poetry, you got literature. I go, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And so 2 wonderful people, Maria Canelli was at FIT, Fashion Institute.
Beautiful.
And also Walter Liedtke, who passed away in that idiot subway, that train crash.
Yeah.
But he's one of the heads of European Painters of the Met. They go to Syracuse, take 10 weeks off, go to Italy, run around Italy with Dr. Gary Radke.
Go to Syracuse. It's not cold.
But no, I don't go to Syracuse. I go
Freezing.
to Italy. Let's get this. I don't want to go to Syracuse.
Uh-huh.
I'm going through Syracuse University to Italy.
To Italy. Gotcha.
For 10 weeks.
Okay.
And I get my nose rubbed in the Renaissance, man. I go like, wow, man. That's like, but I got to tell you something else about movies.
Tell me about movies because I am a big movie.
Okay.
You know, you've got over 300 people in the chat.
Right.
And they keep on referencing the items that you're signing, and they do want to know a little bit about RoboCop. I know that you want to talk about movies.
No,
And
I'll tell you
they're
about.
asking
I'll tell you
about
about. See this? This is art. I'll tell you how I got into this. So about 1990, I'm a big dude now in talking about hip contemporary art, man. I can talk about.
You are.
I can talk about Jackson Pollock, but I don't know the Renaissance.
No.
No. So I'm with a guy.
Space to learn still.
the great
Learn every day.
Mike Medavoy, producer of Orion Films. He produced RoboCop.
Oh, okay.
Mike Medavoy. The great Jean Moreau, who's one of the great new wave actresses ever with Truffaut. And Vittorio Storaro. If you don't know who Vittorio Storaro is, ladies and gentlemen, you have to go to the back of the class and start all over again. Vittorio Storaro
Pay
changed
attention.
color photography. He's the guy that filtered Technicolor.
The guy.
The guy. By the way, 5 Oscars. You know The Godfather? You ever heard of that?
Have you heard of that little movie?
He didn't do it. He did Apocalypse Now. Just testing it.
I
Gordon
know.
Willis did The Godfather.
Gordon Willis.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Storaro did Apocalypse Now, Sheltering Sky, Last Emperor, Last Tango in Paris, Conformist, Dick Tracy for Warren Beatty. And he says to me, I say to him, hey, Vittorio, who is your favorite painter? Chi
Who is
è
it?
favorito pittore tuo? And he says, I sentito de Giotto. He says, have you ever heard of Giotto in Padua? I said, I don't know who Giotto is. And he took his Versace scarf and he said, well, Peter, we cannot talk about art.
If
he
he
walked
took his
away.
Versace scarf off, you know he meant business.
He was mean.
You take the Versace scarf off, it's a real deal there.
Okay.
Live from Fan Expo Cleveland with Dr. Peter Weller, who is signing an array of items, of course, with a bunch of artistic items, highlighting one of the most artistic pieces that we all know and love on this stream here, RoboCop, here with Dr. Peter Weller, who's known for many things, especially his wonderful artistic taste, as we're learning here. Be sure to get these items now. They're in the Buy It Now. And if you want to continue getting the con to your home through the Whatnot app, all you got to do is bookmark the upcoming streams. We're in Orlando all next week. We're going to be bringing on other talent. We're going to have more signatures, more items, more exclusivity. All you got to do is bookmark next week's stream, go on the Whatnot channel, find the stream that you're looking for, and get it done.
Are you in Orlando next week?
We are in Orlando next week,
I'll be
sir.
playing golf in New Orleans.
Well, look at you. We live different lifestyles
I
right
know,
now. I'm
man.
still working, man.
Yeah, I know. I gotta work a week and take 4 weeks off. That's how.
Are you? You seem busy though.
No, but I
Is
just
that
want to
the-
finish
is
this
that-
before I get into RoboCop.
Go ahead, do it, please.
So
Before Robo- I
Vittorio
love it.
Storaro, great cinematographer, the first guy you ever heard of Dario Argento, the great horror film guy?
The horror film.
Yeah. Okay. Vittorio, he filters photography for Dario.
Art.
And so now we know, you guys take this for granted when you see a movie and it's all sorts of different colors, all sorts of shade. You know, it's easy because it's digital. It's digital. We live in a digital world.
Yeah,
When it was
live streaming, Disney Plus.
When it was film, you had to filter the camera. So, dig this. He says, Peter, you know what? You can say that you like, I don't know, Rembrandt, and I like Picasso, and you like Jackson Pollock, but until you go see Giotto, until you do the Renaissance, you got no context. And not only that, you got no context for movies. Not only that, you got no context for comic books. Not because you don't know where it came from.
Do you have any idea? I don't think so.
No. So I go. That's how I got into the Renaissance. And now, by the way,
You got your nose rubbed in the Renaissance, what you said.
I got my nose rubbed in it. I got
Just
my nose,
referencing what you said.
No, Ally McGraw rubbed my nose in
Right
art,
into it.
and Victoria Serra rubbed my nose in the Renaissance. Now I guess I tell you, to celebrate. Yesterday,
Yeah.
I got my letter from Cambridge,
Did you?
England.
Wow.
Cambridge University Press that just accepted my book.
Did they?
Yeah, and
Congratulations
Cambridge
on
University
that.
Press is like the hoity-toity
I mean,
of intellectual and academic publishing. So there you go.
congratulations to you. What an
I appreciate it,
accomplishment.
man.
That's a
Yeah.
great accomplishment.
I jumped up and down. I called my wife. I called my kid. My wife says, way to go, honey. My kid says, yeah, what?
Yeah. What is that? Cambridge is where?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
You talk
Yeah.
about your
no,
son.
he just says, anyway, hey, yeah, thanks, Dad. I'm playing Fortnite, you know.
Right. I mean, I gotta ask the question though. You talk about your son and you want to be cool. Does your son know that you were one of the most feared men on television as RoboCop?
Well, look,
One of the most feared characters.
You know, it's interesting that
Blasting off.
Look, my son won't watch RoboCop. He's
No?
seen parts of it. No, he's 11, but he's seen if
Wow.
it's gory.
Yeah.
He doesn't dig it.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
but
yeah, RoboCop's
he
not
dig-
the movie then.
He digs the story.
Okay.
Of RoboCop.
The idea of it.
Yeah, the idea of it, the transformation of it.
To
right?
him now, it must seem so retro. It's like, yeah.
No,
you
it's
know?
not.
But
It's
back
not.
then, it was like this big thing, though.
Well, it's not retro to him because he's like, He's into retro games. He has the original PS1,
Oh,
original
okay.
Nintendo. He's the original this. He plays original old.
You got to tell your son,
games.
retro games is a huge category here on the Whatnot app. You can,
Is that right?
yeah, you can buy retro games here. It's a massive category. Streamers go live. It's got over 50 shows. You can get all that kind. You get graded games here on the Whatnot app.
Is
You
that
can get
right?
games that you're looking for. Yeah, great retro games is a huge category here, as well as action figures, comics, and everything else. But retro games, for sure, you should tell your son about. Tell your son about the Whatnot app. Period.
I will.
I apologize to your wallet in advance, but I mean, it's definitely.
No, listen, man. I'm already in it because he came up with a Pokemon card.
Okay.
Of the first year that came out in English.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not a Pokemon person. I don't know.
I can tell you called it Pokemon.
What do I call it?
Pokemon.
Okay, Pokemon. What do I know, man?
What do I know?
I know art.
Yeah,
I know.
we're learning from each other here,
that's
you
right.
and I.
Yeah, my kid Teddy would just correct me. He would just go like this. Oh, Dad. Yeah.
Is that what Teddy's doing right now?
Yeah, he
Right,
is.
watching
I know,
the
if he's
stream?
watching this, man.
Hey, Teddy.
Yeah. Hey. Anyway,
So yeah, RoboCop.
yeah. So let me ask you this about this.
Please ask me.
Can he ever watch this in reverse? I mean, is it recorded or not?
It is not. Once the stream is ended live, it is. There may be other people that put up clips somewhere, but we don't keep any recording.
Can you ask?
She's over there.
Yes. Can you get my cell phone for me?
He needs Dr. Weller needs his cell phone, please.
Leslie, can you get my cell
live
phone,
on the
please?
Whatnot app right now with Dr.
The
Peter
Whatnot app,
Weller.
man.
The Whatnot app. I love it. Teddy's gonna get on the Whatnot app. We're getting Teddy on the phone right now to get on the Whatnot app.
Yeah, we got to get him on.
And Teddy's got to get on the retro games. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off from your thought process
No,
here.
I'm just saying, like the distinction of what's good and what's bad, what's judged and so forth.
Yeah.
He's brought me a lot into his world.
Okay.
And I've learned a lot. I've learned the most amazing thing about having a kid and having a kid late.
Yeah.
Is you get to pay attention,
Mhm.
right? You're not so obsessed with your own career.
Right.
So you get to pay attention to the kid, and
Because it's new memories.
Yeah, and he is deeply into video games, but he's also deeply into art. So he draws, and he's taking classes on how to create it and write and so forth.
Does that bring you a sense of pride to see your son showing interest in art?
Well, yeah, it worries me because at first you think it's like, I don't want my kid playing games 24/7 because it's like crack, right?
Yes.
But I'm going to try to get him on the phone.
Oh, let's call Teddy live.
Let's do
to
Teddy.
live. Yeah, if we're calling Teddy on the Whatnot app. Retro Games. If you didn't know, I'm live here at Fan Expo Cleveland with Dr. Peter Weller, known across the cinematic screen, and of course, as you heard, a very exquisite taste in the arts. Teddy, we're FaceTiming today. This is a live FaceTime call on Whatnot to Teddy.
Yeah, we got to get it. See,
I loved it. Only on Whatnot. Where else but Whatnot? Where else
I
but
hope
Whatnot?
they're there.
Me too. But while he does that, check out the Buy It Now.
Wake up.
Check out the Buy It Now. Battle Damage ECCC exclusive, handmade by robots. And of course, you get the RoboCop number 71, the original.
What is
comic.
the RoboCop?
So this is the RoboCop handmade by robots.
Okay.
Yes, that was my wording. A little bit ironic, the handmade by robots RoboCop, but it's a tongue twister. No, Teddy?
No, I get him.
That's all right.
Let me give it.
Make sure Teddy
here she
knows
is.
about the Whatnot app. There you go. We're calling Sherry now. I love this. This is live. If any of you were at questions, this is live.
I'm on live on the Whatnot app, which
Hi,
is
Sherry.
This is with Jay, and we got to get Teddy on. I'm signing 100 RoboCop things, and I'm talking about Teddy. And
this is really happening.
The Whatnot app has all the games, and like historical games and perfect games.
Where is Teddy? Stream with Dr. Peter Weller. It's happening.
Where
right
is
now.
he?
Bask in this moment with me.
Okay, so Mr. J, tell Teddy. There he is
Hey,
on
Teddy.
Fortnite. He's on Fortnite, people. There's
Hi, Teddy.
You're on live TV. Teddy's on Fortnite. This is Mr. J.
That's me, Teddy. Your
of
dad's
the Whatnot app.
Your dad is telling me that you like retro games, and I was just telling him that retro games is huge here on Whatnot. You got to download the app, maybe add a couple more items to your collection.
Yeah.
Look at that collection of retro. Oh, you are a serious retro game collector. Okay.
Yeah.
You got N64. You got some Sega there. I see some Dreamcast. Okay.
He knows his stuff, Mr. J knows his stuff. But
Wow.
Teddy,
Super Nintendo.
we're all on live TV right now. We're
Yes.
talking to Mr. J about how you've been teaching me about
Mr. J.
how we are learning stuff. You're teaching me stuff about
J-Stash.
Jack Kirby and about
Mr.
Stan Lee
J-Stash.
and about the games.
Yeah.
And about,
You got to get on Whatnot. They got a bunch of retro games, and now you'll have another shelf full of collectibles.
okay, can you say hello to everybody at the Whatnot apps?
Yeah, can you say hello?
Okay, I'm going to turn to the camera.
Yeah, put it on the mic right there.
Say hello. Right, when I say go, you say hi, everybody on the Whatnot app.
You
Ready?
can't write moments like
and
this.
And go.
Hi, everybody.
That's Teddy.
That's
Ladies and
Teddy.
gentlemen, the chat is loving it. Your
Yes.
fans are lighting up. You've got over 400 people in the room.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're all excited to see you. They're excited to hear from Teddy.
I just put it out to you, Teddy, how much you've trained me in all this
They
stuff.
want Teddy
How much
on
I've
the
learned.
Whatnot app buying retro games. They want Teddy on there.
Okay, so Mom, get the Whatnot app, okay?
What a day.
Okay, we'll download it today.
All right,
Thank
love
you, Sherry.
buddy. Bye, everybody. Say
Bye.
goodbye, Mr. J.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'm telling you, we go through a lot of first on Whatnot. That was the first time we got a FaceTime call live.
Is that right?
That's the first time. Dr. Peter Weller, ladies and gentlemen, out here
Yeah.
doing first on Whatnot. You gonna download the Whatnot app now too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
I
you
love
kidding me,
that.
man? How can I not?
Can you? I mean, you got to tell people just download the Whatnot app.
Okay, download the Whatnot app, but but you got to be on the Whatnot app to be looking at us right now, right?
But that's the beauty of it. They may not be involved in this time, but if we're ever so lucky to have Dr. Peter Weller back on, they can be on that next time. And you
Jay,
know what?
You have to be the most entertaining dude I have talked to
Wow.
on it live in a while.
Wow. I will take the compliment. That is absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing. And I don't want to brag. Dr. Peter Weller himself said it. You heard it, folks. Are we doing good on time? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Because we got some items that were being signed. Be sure to check out that Buy It Now. You're going to get exclusive access to items signed right here by Dr. Weller. You'd have to stand in line. You'd have to pay for a convention ticket.
Yeah, you would.
The Whatnot app is taking all the hassle away from it and bringing the con to you. It's a Comic-Con in your pocket.
It is a Comic-Con.
It is a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You know, there's several streams happening on throughout the day, so I'm excited to see you get on there.
Yeah. I'm amazed that you could do this stuff. It's astounding what technology has done for
It really is.
immediate shopping, you know?
Well, it's technology and period in the way that people digest media in general. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that you being in the industry for as long as you have, and you've seen that transition too.
I've seen it go from bad to worse to good again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's telling me 5 minutes. They're
5 minutes,
They're giving
no.
me my cue.
No. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, tell me when it's 2 minutes.
Okay.
Tell me when it's 2 minutes. So anyway, just want to tell you is that I'm here and with Chris Lloyd, and I'm honored to be with Chris Lloyd.
Yeah.
And once, twice I've seen Jeff Goldblum. I don't do many of these, meaning Comic-Cons.
Yeah. Or live streams on the
Or
Whatnot
live
app.
streams.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done a live stream. This might be my second live
This
stream.
is the man of first
Yeah.
on Whatnot
Yeah,
right
maybe
here.
it is the first live stream I've ever done.
Wow, there you go.
And you know, when I said, "Hey, you're going to do this live stream and sign these things for just for some loot," I thought, I don't want to be on a live stream, man. I don't.
I get
wanna
it.
Be on.
Some
but then
guy,
it-
yeah.
But then Mr. J,
That's me.
all you have to do is hang out with him.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's an
I
inspiration.
understand the quality of a good corn tortilla. And how you cannot take a corn tortilla right from the packet.
No, you can't
gotta
do that.
warm
Which is
it
what
up.
they're doing here. By the way, everybody out there who's ever had a corn tortilla, you got to heat it and cook it because that's what keeps the consistency. You
see
don't
this-
serve a cold corn tortilla.
You see this right here? This is called timing. All right, this is how much time it should stay on the pan, the corn tortilla.
Yeah, that's right.
You heard it from Dr. Weller.
Yeah, and I have to
Food
say,
enthusiast
I
and
lear-
art extraordinaire.
And I have to say that I learned that from the fantastic Tejano Mexican culture in Texas, in San Antonio, where I was
Very
raised.
rich rich
So
culture.
just a shout out to all my Mexican Tejano friends, man.
We're live with Peter Weller on the
Yeah.
Whatnot app.
And
We're
by the
learning
way,
so much.
I was just in Puerto Rico.
Were you?
Yes, in San Juan, they had the World Renaissance Society. You know, we move around once a year, and I chaired 4 panels there in San Juan. The problem is that I hadn't been in San Juan in, say, I don't know, 20 years. I made a movie down there called Cat Chaser, an Elmore Leonard movie with Kelly McGillis and Freddie Forrest.
Yeah.
And so it was great. But when you're with the Renaissance nerds,
Yeah.
or a nerd convention,
Yeah.
you don't get to go anywhere because you're like constantly going.
Right,
to a
you're
panel,
going from one panel to another. You're going from one signing to the next.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you're in the hotel all the time. But I love San Juan, man. I got to tell you, when's the last time you've been?
So funny story. I went with my wife and my daughter last year in
How old's your
April.
daughter?
2 years old.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, she's a baby. She's a baby. She's
what's
running my
sweet?
life.
Sweet though.
Oh, it is. It is the
best.
It's the best. It's simply
you know
the
what?
best.
Every cliche about having a kid.
It's true.
I said, I don't want to hear about your kid. That's like looking at pictures of your dog. Please shut up about your kid. And then you have a kid.
Yeah. And then
you're
you
looking
realize
at everybody's kid. Oh, look at this. Look at his cheeks. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's running. Oh, and you become an absolute.
One thing
goose.
that I've learned about being a parent is now everybody calls you, but they only want to talk to your kid. They don't want to talk to you.
They don't. They have no interest in you anymore.
But yes,
Yeah.
I went to Puerto Rico last year with my daughter and my wife. We're on the plane headed to Puerto Rico. We land at 3 a.m. My daughter has COVID. First 3 days
no.
that we're there. And this was in April of last year. None of us had gotten it. And we were there in Puerto Rico for 3 days. So she was going through it. After it, she got better. We got to enjoy the island because we were there for about a week and a half.
Right.
My wife and I, the second that the plane touches back down in Newark, New Jersey, I'm like, babe, I'm not feeling right. Let's go straight to get a test. We go straight to get tested. All three of us pop positive. Another week at home. Yeah. Another week at home with my wife and daughter, which is as exciting as you can understand it to be. So.
Well, you know something? I thought that COVID, the lockdown, was going to drive me nuts. And Zoom school was going to drive me nuts. Teddy took to it actually.
Yeah.
He kind of did kinesthetic learning.
Okay.
By running around instead of looking at a book, looking at a computer. So actually he did better with it. But I thought, okay, I ain't working. There ain't nothing working. What am I doing? I started writing the book for Cambridge University Press. But at the same time, about a month in, I'm saying, this is a gift, man.
Yeah.
I'm spending more time with my wife and kid. I'm hugging on my family more than.
It is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's true.
Totally.
It gave, and I was fortunate enough that my wife was pregnant during the pandemic, which almost never happens, where she got almost 9 months of bed rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
because you took care of her, right?
you know, tis the man in the house is me.
Yeah, man, that's
I
right.
cook, clean, shop, and take all the orders. Now I have two bosses. Because my daughter was born, so that's the way it is.
You will have two bosses.
Live here from Fan Expo Cleveland with Dr. Peter
You
Weller.
know, Jay, you're the best, man.
I really appreciate
Jay,
that.
what's your
Thanks.
last name?
Negron.
Negron. Okay. Estamos amigos.
Para siempre.
Para siempre, sí.
Lo dices aquí. Yo y Peter Weller amigos por vida.
Sí.
We're gonna go eat. We're gonna go find a Mexicali restaurant maybe or something good.
It's another thing hard to find.
Is it?
I grew up with it, but it's really hard to find. It's particularly hard to find it in LA, and everybody's gonna say, no, my grandmother, a great tamale.
Oh, okay.
Because most Mexican restaurants will serve a tamale. If you go to El Cholo in Los Angeles, they still have the green corn tamales, but in Texas, they're seasonal. I used to buy them off the back of a truck out of Fort Worth when my parents lived. They'd go to Weatherford.
The best food comes off the back of a truck.
Off the back of a truck.
Best food.
But today, even if you say, hey, do you make a tamale? Mm-hmm. No, well, my grandmother does. And, it's passed down woman to woman, and sometimes the mom ain't learning it.
Yeah.
So, is that bad? What happened there?
No, it's good. I was showing people what the chat is asking about what items you're signing, and I'm just showing them one more time.
I'm showing them how much time we got left.
Well, we are at the end of our interview process, but you can.
Are we still streaming?
We are.
Okay.
We are. Hey,
how many more we got here?
This is the end of it right here.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to just tell you this.
Tell me.
Okay.
We will make more
because
time
I love
for you.
Because I'm near to you now.
You hear this?
And I also, by the way, I met this. I went to smoke a cigar in a Black American Cigar Club 2 nights ago to watch the NCAA games.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you, they were playing the greatest DL funk music. And I met a bunch of people. And I met a guy who's a principal.
Okay.
34 years old. He's a principal of schools. And he had just walked in, and we bonded. Then he brought his dad here and his sister here.
That's amazing.
And I've gone to the Cleveland Museum, man. I mean, I've had a great time in Cleveland.
Cleveland's been really good to me and the team as well. Yeah. I gotta say, I've really enjoyed it. Now, I guess as we're getting ready to wrap up, one of the things is
I'll answer. How many you got left? 10?
Yes.
Okay. When I get
right here.
Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. Now, here's what you want to ask me.
Yes.
Right now.
Tell me.
For the next 2 minutes, you can ask me anything you want about RoboCop, which usually I charge $25,000 for 5 minutes.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask you everything about RoboCop that I can in 2 minutes then.
Okay, go ahead.
First thing, Dr. Peter Weller, you're blasting all the bad guys and you're one of you're badass in RoboCop. How did it feel to take on that role at that? Was reading the script like, man, I don't know, or was it too sci-fi for you?
No, it was not. Here's the deal. I'd seen every movie that Paul Verhoeven had ever made, and my dear friend and agent Rick Nacita, who then became a producer.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, Mel Gibson and so forth.
Yeah.
Rick said, "Hey, there's this movie about a robot." Directed by a Dutch guy named Paul Verhoeven. I said, I've seen every movie he's ever made. He won an Oscar for The Fourth Man. I love his Soldier of Orange. He's a genius.
Yeah.
I said, where? And but does he know I don't audition? I don't audition because I've never been a good auditioner.
Okay.
And I just don't do it because I never get it.
I understand.
So I just go in and bullshit. Pardon me, can I say bullshit?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I just go in and bullshit the director and say, hey, I'm terrific, and here's what your movie's about. And usually got a part like that. That's how I did my whole theater career.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I auditioned for Joe Papp, my first gig, and David Ray, but that was about it. And
now,
so he says, you're going to audition. I said,
yeah, I was going to say the audition.
I tell Verhoeven, I'm not going to audition, but I love your movies. Your movies are operatic. You got this big background, but you're always telling this little personal story in front of this massive background. This is great. This is about like urban corruption. I tell him what the movie's about.
Yeah.
This is about trickle down economics. This is about like the flight of the innocent in face of the corrupt. And you got a resurrection themes in here. You got he says resurrection. I said yeah, because we're both obsessed with those themes. And next thing I know, I'm meeting 4 more times. And
now you're trying.
Yeah, but he's not giving me the thing.
How heavy was the suit?
I don't know, 55 pounds, something like that.
Was it uncomfortable?
But I'll tell you something more important.
Tell me.
I see him in LA. I see him 5 times. Just a month has gone by.
Yeah.
I go to St. Bart's. I come back. He's still not offering me this part. It's still open. They said, yeah, he's looking at other people. All of a sudden, he said, Rick Nacita calls me up and says, the great Dino De Laurentiis. Dino De Laurentiis, one of the greatest producers ever, man. He says, Dino.
I love Dino.
Dino wants you to do the sequel to King Kong. I said, okay, he's new King Kong?
That's fading. Can you get him another pen?
Yeah, I get it. The new King Kong goes, yeah, the new King Kong. So I said, look, I ain't got the RoboCop offer.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go to meet Dino. I walk in, and Dino's a short Italian genius of many things. His nephew Aurelio is a great dude too. His brother Luigi was great, but Dino is a force of nature.
Yeah.
Like he had a shirt that said, life is too short not to be Italian. Yeah,
love it. Love the pride.
Yeah, he's great. He's from Naples and loud and aggressive. And I walked in the door, he goes, Peter Weller! And I think, my God, man. How much money you want not to do that fucking robot movie? And that's the first thing.
That's the first thing?
That's the first thing Dino said. And I'm all of a sudden thinking Ferraris and houses and all shit.
Yeah. The list is just growing.
I know, man. It is.
Who almost got cast for RoboCop, by the way? Do you know if that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but all of a sudden I know. I like that afternoon I got the offer.
I mean, you were clearly the guy for this role, so I mean, you played it absolutely amazing.
Listen, Verhoeven is an inspiration to me. Mike Miner and Ed Neumeyer, but I have to say, as gifted as that script is, and it was gifted.
Yeah.
It is a gifted script.
Yeah.
But with the humor and the action and the violence and so forth, bouncing off the city politics and
right.
But without Verhoeven,
wouldn't have happened.
No.
Okay.
Because you give that to, not to denigrate the average American or the good American action director.
Right.
Verhoeven's got a degree in myth.
Okay.
In medieval myth.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of both worlds.
Verhoeven infused it with like bigger canvas.
Yeah.
Than ever. And I give you a case in point of just like, I said, I don't get this, that I start having these dreams. I mean, and then I go out and I see Nancy Allen.
Amazing story.
And I see, Paul McCrane. I said, I want to see Paul McCrane, Nancy Allen, and they start the dreams. She goes, no. It's not amnesia, Peter. It's not amnesia. It's the soul
right, it's
waking
like
up.
The connection, yeah.
It's the thing they can't take from you. They cannot take your soul. And that's the greatest lesson I ever learned in RoboCop. I said, it's because they've taken your life, they've taken your family, they've taken your arms, your limbs, almost your mind, but they can't take your soul. And your soul wakes up and it's born out. This is Paul, I'm paraphrasing Paul, but this is a gifted. It's born out in the physical world by Nancy going, hey, Murphy, it's you. And Paul McCrane saying, I know you. But the first thing, it has to wake up. And I thought, fuck, this guy's like, off the wall.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's talking
about. But the passion is making you just understand the role and being able to deliver.
He is the single most passionate director I've ever worked for. He's in 7th gear. You arrive. If you're not in 7th gear, man, you're gone.
You're gone.
You're 4 steps around.
If you ain't first, you're last, baby.
Go. Yo, go, shoot, we're shooting. And Kurt would, that would go like, man. And Paul McCrane does the greatest invitation for him.
And now the obviously the franchise is still talked about today. Definitely a cult classic. Did you have any frustrations though when you walked away, or maybe a direction that you would have liked to see it go?
The franchise?
Yeah, the RoboCop franchise.
No, the thing is I was a little bit disappointed with. They had original script before Frank Miller came in. He was a pal too, also at RoboCop 2. But I didn't think I said at the beginning of it because I wanted to do RoboCop 2, but what I wish is there was no real third act to RoboCop 2. Okay, you got a third act, right?
Yeah.
The second act is not in RoboCop 1 is killing the bad guys. Okay, so I kill the bad guys.
That's it, yeah.
But the third
more like
act,
blast them away.
But
yeah,
the third act is finding out who's culpable, who's responsible. It's a simple Aristotelian thing. You've got to find out scratch the surface. You got to find out that, wow, it was my mother, as Oedipus says, right? You got to find out, wow, it was my dad. Okay, RoboCop 2 sadly did not have that third act.
Right.
So what if I kill the big machine?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there winning.
That's more than that. It could have been more than that. I
should have gone all the way to the old man, to Dan Hurley, who guessed I'm going to give you this. I'm going to quote this for you. My favorite line in the movie.
Yes.
Then I'm going to do Nancy Allen. My favorite line in RoboCop is, Dick, I'm very disappointed. That's the best line in the movie.
I love that line. I felt the chills just now sitting next to you.
You know what Nancy Allen's favorite line is?
Tell me.
Bitches leave.
Dr. Peter Weller, live from Fan Expo
Jane
Cleveland.
Negron.
That's me.
You
mind if we do a quick sign off? I'll say I'm Jay Stash. You say Peter Weller. You ready to do that?
Yeah.
I'm Jay Stash.
I'm Peter Weller. Dr. Peter Weller to you.
Dr. Peter Weller to you. Amigo, friend to me.
Amigo todos.
Thank you so much.
Forever and ever.
Have a great one.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
My pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Peace.